Hello, dear friends. Today I want to share some thoughts on how modern cinema has been completely transformed when it comes to portraying strong women, cisgender men, equal or unequal representation of self-identity, racial background, and so much more. These topics have taken over our screens everywhere, whether in blockbusters, superhero films, fantasy adventures, or even animated features. The modern film industry in the USA and around the world can no longer do without this new mainstream element, which is setting new standards and audience expectations. Let's remember that only a few years ago, stars like Cate Blanchett, Emily Blunt, and even actors and actresses from Marvel, such as Evangeline Lilly or Tatiana Maslany, had already started voicing their views on modern tendencies. But recently, the situation has taken an even more interesting turn. To the well-established list, there have been added names capable of setting a new tone in the film industry, like the former girlfriend of James Bond, now star of the John Wick franchise, Ana de Armas, who has brought a fresh perspective and a dose of criticism toward these imposed norms. New rules and the struggle for originality. As we can see, in modern cinema, it feels like the forced adherence to certain norms is becoming the standard. Some directors, producers, and even actors are not averse to making certain concessions, adapting to the demands of the times. Some rather controversial guidelines, designed, let's say, by American film academies, now set quotas and regulations regarding how many characters of a certain type must be present in a film for it to even have a chance at an Oscar nomination. Since 2024, these rules have gradually started to impact scripts and casting, sparking new debates among film professionals. Interestingly, even cult superhero and fantasy projects are forced to adjust under these conditions. In the past, the concept of a strong woman was associated with heroines like Sarah Connor, embodying determination and independence. Today, however, we often see characters who are forced almost every 2 minutes to remind themselves and everyone around them that they're strong, while openly dismissing so-called toxic men. Many film critics and viewers agree that this tendency is losing its appeal and originality, raising more and more questions. Hollywood debates, men versus forced diversity. When it comes to male characters, the situation is not any brighter. Once, archetypes of real men dominated the screen, but times are changing. We have long seen that traditional male portrayals are yielding to characters who either deliberately devalue their own masculinity or try to conform to imposed stereotypes. Of course, there are exceptions. There are heroes who can balance the old school with new trends. Yet overall, it is evident that characters reminiscent of the 90s have almost disappeared, replaced by a new kind of suffering, uncertain young man. These on-screen changes not only spark debate among moviegoers, but have also become a hot topic among the stars themselves. A prime example is the recent comments by Ana de Armas, who openly called for more original action films with female leads. In her words, there was a clear note of protest against the trend of replacing male characters with female ones, which, in her view, robs films of originality and dynamism. After all, as she pointed out, if James Bond is James Bond, then John Wick should remain John Wick and not be transformed merely to conform to trendy requirements. New approaches in storytelling. Despite these apparent changes, many stars remain convinced that cult action films and other genres do not need the artificial reimagining of their main characters. In a recent interview with Variety, one of the top sources on Hollywood trends, a well-known actress famous for her role as the She-Hulk made it clear that it is the sincerity and natural quality of characters that should be at the foundation of a successful narrative. In her opinion, it is enough to simply give a heroine a weapon or a mission without her having to repeatedly prove her strength. This viewpoint found support from other actresses as well, including Emily Blunt, who back in 2022 stated that the constant reiteration of the strong woman concept was starting to get tiresome, and that her art deserved a broader diversity of expression. Another interesting point is that many critics and specialists note that modern cinema sometimes loses its soul when it becomes too focused on complying with quotas and rules. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, one director remarked that the new rules implemented by the Academy resemble a template rather than a creative freedom tool. He emphasized that the true strength of a character lies not so much in meeting certain requirements, as it does in natural charisma, depth of personality, and the ability to surprise the audience with unexpected twists in the narrative. Genre, flexibility, and new heroes. Recent news from the film world shows that an entire generation of new screenwriters and directors is emerging, determined to create something entirely original. These professionals understand that the future belongs to flexible formats, where traditional male and female roles are gradually giving way to a more natural and multi-dimensional perception of personality. For example, in one of the projects currently being discussed on film platforms in Los Angeles, a director is experimenting with storytelling by inviting the audience to see the narrative through the eyes of a character who defies conventional stereotypes, thereby lending the film a distinct charm and freshness. It is noteworthy that such initiatives are receiving support not only in Hollywood but around the globe. In the USA, there is a growing number of independent film projects that allow actors and directors to experiment without the strict oversight of major studios. This creative impulse is helping to evolve cinema, making it more adaptable to the rapidly changing trends in society. Stars' positions and public opinion. It cannot be denied that the topics of gender stereotypes and forced diversity are sparking heated debates not only among professionals but also among viewers. American audiences accustomed to dynamic and intriguing plots increasingly express their dissatisfaction when prominent figures continue to voice their positions. And with every new interview, it becomes clearer that many stars do not appreciate the idea that the popularity of strong female images should come at the expense of the quality of storytelling. For example, one Oscar-winning star remarked that true femininity isn't just a buzzword that needs to be chanted periodically, but rather the result of years of experience and struggle. Thanks to this perspective, she achieved success in creating a character who immediately captivated audiences with her natural charm and resilient spirit. Conversations about future trends. Modern cinematic trends are not static. They are a constantly evolving process that reflects changes in society. Today, many experts believe that the future of the film industry lies in projects that can combine traditional elements of action movies with fresh ideas based on real values. On specialized forums, discussions revolve around how to blend the best aspects of classic cinema with cutting-edge technology and new narrative methods. Experts also note that even with the criticism and protests, many producers and studios are eager to experiment. One example is the emergence of projects that allow viewers to influence the storyline through interactive elements. Such innovations attract attention not only from professionals, but also from regular moviegoers, which only confirms the relevance of these discussions. In this regard, one can confidently say that the true strength of modern cinema lies in its ability to evolve and adapt to new challenges while preserving its soul and originality, a global perspective and cultural impact. It is important to note that the debates surrounding gender equality, the representation of various ethnic and cultural groups, and issues of self-identity are not limited to American cinema. Directors and producers worldwide are contemplating how to make their films more inclusive, ensuring that every viewer can find something relatable and understandable among the characters. This reflects a global strive to have art serve as a platform for dialogue between people of differing views and traditions. For instance, European filmmakers have long been practicing a multicultural approach, incorporating characters with diverse backgrounds into their storylines. In Asia, films are emerging that break down traditional stereotypes, allowing characters to reveal themselves in new and unexpected ways. This global shift towards authenticity and truthfulness enables the film industry to become more honest and open, reflecting the real changes in the world today. If you enjoy discussing these topics, please hit the like button and share your thoughts. Your engagement helps us continually improve technology and new possibilities. We must also mention that the rapid development of technology is opening entirely new possibilities for filmmakers. Thanks to modern special effects and digital animation, directors can now create images that just a few decades ago would have seemed impossible. This not only expands genre boundaries, but also allows for unexpected solutions in film production, where traditional male and female roles interweave and transform. In recent years, projects have emerged where technology is used to create interactive characters, capable of adapting to viewer reactions. These innovations allow audiences not merely to watch the storyline unfold, but to actively participate in its development, making the viewing experience truly exciting and unique. As they say, if you're passionate about movies, subscribe to our updates, hit that like button, and share your impression. Final thoughts. Balance and harmony. In summary, modern cinema is undergoing a period of complex. Many acclaimed actors and directors now express the view that real films. It should also be noted that discussions about the forced stereotypical approach are already starting to bear fruit. More and more independent filmmakers are seeking opportunities for experimentation, combining the best traditions of the past with innovative technologies of the present. This approach is helping to create films that can astonish even the most discerning viewer and offer a completely new viewing experience. According to some experts, this balance of innovation and tradition may well be the key to reviving the true magic on screens, which in turn benefits everyone involved in the filmmaking process. What does this new wave of development mean for the future? Beyond all the discussed aspects, it is worth noting that this new wave in the film industry allows us to view traditional characters from an entirely different perspective. Technological innovations, new streaming platforms, and the ability to share opinions in real time create conditions in which every creative person, whether a young director or an experienced screenwriter, can truly express themselves. This process is already noticeably reflected in the quality of content. Movies are becoming more multifaceted, and their characters are more lively and genuine. Right now, we can observe how independent studios are producing projects capable of competing with blockbusters, inspiring anyone who dreams of changing the world for the better. Global film festivals play an important role here as well, serving as venues where international communities gather to discuss innovative ideas. It is at these events that true trends are born, which later spread around the world. American audiences have come to expect that every premiere carries a piece of global change, and this makes cinema a true mirror of our times. Subscribe to our updates, leave your comments, and don't forget to hit the like button. Together we can create movies that reflect our highest dreams and values. Final note. As we can see, modern cinema is facing a multitude of challenges and opportunities. New standards now prevail on screen where the power of femininity and the authenticity of masculine charisma gain renewed significance. We witness traditional images evolving, giving way to unique and self-contained characters, capable of embodying the full spectrum of human emotions and experiences. And when every character, male or female, tells their story with sincerity and depth, the audience is treated to a truly enjoyable cinematic experience. Dear friends, if you share our views and believe that true cinematic strength lies in its ability to be vibrant, original, and truly inspiring, thank you for staying with us until the end of this piece. I hope this article has given you something to ponder